All right, welcome to the first day of 13.6. We're going to take this over the course of 3 days. And in today's lesson, we're going to learn about two concepts. One is the idea of graphing a complex number, and then we're also going to talk about the idea of converting from rectangular form to trigonometric form and vice versa. All right, so first thing that we need to understand, and this is going to help us when we get into understanding our modulus and argument. If I give you 2 plus 3i, remember that is a complex point. Okay, it's in the complex plane. Well, what do we mean by the complex plane? The x-axis is known as your real axis, and that is your a part. And then the y-axis is known as your imaginary axis, and that is your b part. Okay, so in terms of our case, if we have 2 plus 3i, I go across 2 on the real axis, and then I go up 3 on the y, and I get to the point 2 plus 3i. If it helps, okay, one of the things that you're going to need to know is a plus bi can be also looked at as x plus yi, if that helps. But just understand that we're going to use a plus bi. So simply put, just to take all of this and put it in a very simple way, if I had 3 minus 4i, that essentially is graphing the point 3 comma negative 4. If you can do that, you're going to be fine. Okay. All right, so when we talk about the modulus is the r value, and that is simply your distance from the origin out to the point on the graph. So think about it like a radius, okay? Your argument is your angle at which that is occurring, and in our case, that would be your theta, okay? All right, then we're going to talk about our polar coordinates and, our converting from polar to rectangular form. So trigonometric form or polar form is of the form z equal to r times cosine of theta plus I sine theta. Whereas rectangular form is what you see above, and that is z equal to a plus bi. Alright, so where is all this coming from? Well, I'm going to refer to our graph over here. If you think about it, I hope you would agree that cosine of theta would equal the adjacent a over the hypotenuse r. And if I wanted to get a by itself, I would multiply out the r. And so now a is equal to r cosine of theta. So notice that my a value became r cosine theta if I distribute that r through the parentheses. At the same time, if I did sine of theta, that would equal my opposite of theta over r. So it would be b over r. And if I multiply out the r, b is equal to r sine theta. And so now notice that the b has become r sine theta, again, if you distributed the r. So just so you understand where all that is coming from. And so our objective for today is going to be to convert from one to the other. All right, let's go ahead and dive in and look at an example. And just so you understand, this is going to be very, very similar to 9.6, which we quizzed you on last week when you had to convert from polar form to trigonometric form. Reminder that last week you were doing x equals r cosine theta and y equals r sine theta, okay? So notice it's very, very, very similar. They're just using a and b instead of x and y, okay? All right, so if we have this idea of, here's our trigonometric form, and we want to convert it to rectangular form, which is a plus bi, I just have to think about changing cosine of pi over 3 and sine of pi over 3. So if I have my unit circle, that would be 3 times cosine of pi over 3 should yield a 1/2 plus I times sine of pi over 3, which should yield a root 3 over 2. And now all I'm going to do is distribute that 3 from in the front of the parentheses, and that gives me 3 halves plus 3I root 3 over 2. You can also write 3 root 3 over 2 with the I at the back. Doesn't really matter, okay? So like you could write it like this. Okay? Alright, so this is, notice, very similar to A plus BI. So here's your A value, here's your B value. Okay? So you've written it now in our rectangular form. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at another example. So again, our objective here is to change this into A plus BI form. So I am going to start by figuring out cosine of 5 pi over 3, and that is equal to a 1/2. So z is equal to 6 times a 1/2 plus sine of 5 pi over 3, which is a negative root 3 over 2. So I times negative root 3 over 2. Distribute the 6. Z is equal to 3. And then it looks like minus a 3 root 3I. And now I've got it written in rectangular form. Okay, again, A would be 3, B would be 3 root 3. Alright, next page. If you need to look at another example, you've got this one here. This one's just going to work out a little bit different because one of ours is going to end up being 0. If you feel comfortable with this, you can fast forward and go on to the next example. But I'll do this just in case you want it. Alright, so I'm just going to keep going with this. Z is equal to 3 times cosine of 3 pi over 2 is 0 plus sine of 3 pi over 2, which is negative 1. So now I got I times negative 1. Distribute the 3, and now I get 0, and then negative 3I. And so I'm done. Okay? You don't have to write the 0. Just understand that A is equal to 0, B is equal to negative 3. If you had to graph it, it would be the point 0 comma negative 3. Alright, let's take a look at going the other direction. Alright, something that I did not mention earlier when we were talking about the modulus and the argument, but that is going to be important here is, and it's very similar to what we did with our polar. If you remember how x squared plus y squared equals r squared, well now we can say that a squared plus b squared is equal to r squared, okay, or r is equal to the square root of a squared plus b squared. Okay, and then the other thing that we talked about was, remember how tangent of theta was equal to y over x? Well, tangent of theta is equal to b over a, because remember b is your y and a is your x. Alright, so if this is a plus bi, a is equal to negative root 2, and b is equal to root 2. So I'm going to start out by figuring out that r is equal to the square root of negative root 2 quantity squared plus root 2 quantity squared. Okay? Alright, so r then is going to, after simplifying, your root 2 squareds, you should eventually get the square root of 4, and then equal to just plain old 2. Alright, then tangent of theta is equal to a root 2 over a negative root 2, because it's b over a, which is equal to negative 1. Well, reminder that means that tangent of theta is equal to negative 1 at 2 spots. Theta can be either 3 pi over 4, okay, or it can be 7 pi over 4. Well, we talked about this when we were doing our polar coordinates, and you got to be thinking about, if I had to graph my negative root 2 plus I root 2, where would that be? Well, that would be in the third quadrant, which means, the second quadrant, which means I'm going to use the 3 pi over 4, not the 7 pi over 4. Alright, So now that I know what r is and I know what my theta is, all I have to do then is change z equal to r cosine of theta plus I sine theta into our form by plugging in r and theta. So z is now equal to 2 parentheses cosine of 3 pi over 4 plus I sine of 3 pi over 4. All right, so essentially just breaking it down into simple concepts. Solve for r, solve for theta. Okay, and everything you need in order to solve for r and theta is right here. Okay, so in example 6, doing the same thing. Okay, so basically, if you need to look at it, there is no I, so it's negative 4 plus 0I. If I want to do r is going to equal the square root of negative 4 quantity squared plus 0 squared, which is essentially 4. Okay, then if I go and do my theta, tangent of theta is equal to 0, okay, because my b value is 0, divided by negative 4, which is 0. All right, so when is my tangent equal to 0? Well, that's at 2 possible points. Theta can either equal 0 or it can equal pi. Well, think about negative 4. Negative 4 would be on the left side of the x-axis, which means I'm going in a 180-degree direction. So I'm not going to use 0 for theta. I'm going to use pi for theta. So now when I go to type all this in, now that I know what my r value is and I know what my theta value is, z is equal to 4 parentheses cosine pi plus I sine pi. And we're done. We've put it into trigonometric form. Again, if you feel comfortable, you can start working on the homework. I will do one more example for you in case you need it. Okay, in example 7. Okay, again, here's my a, here's my b. R is equal to the square root of negative 3 root 2 quantity squared plus negative 3 root 2 quantity squared. Okay, R is equal to what? 9 times 2, which is 18. 9 times 2, which is 18, which gives me 18 plus 18, or 36. Square root of 36 is 6. Okay, when I go to do my theta, tangent of theta is equal to a negative 3 root 2 divided by a negative 3 root 2, okay, which is equal to 1. Reminder that theta is equal to 1 in 2 possibilities. Okay, pi over 4 when it is root 2 over 2 divided by root 2 over 2. Or it is equal to 5 pi over 4 when it is negative root 2 over 2 divided by negative root 2 over 2. And since our point looks like it's coming from the third quadrant, I'm going to use the 5 pi over 4, not the pi over 4. So now I go and write it using my r and my theta, and z is equal to 6 parentheses cosine of 5 pi over 4 and plus I sine of 5 pi over 4. All right. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to ask tomorrow.